So how do you think JJ's changed since the last series?
Well, he's become more confident, I think. He becomes a more well-rounded, well-adjusted person. He sort of gains confidence, realises that he doesn't have to be with with Freddie and Cook to be happy. So he, at the beginning of the fourth series, he has a job with Thomas. He starts to spend more time with Thomas and the other characters. So yeah, he sort of comes into his own a bit more.
And what can you tell us about his episode?
It's quite different from the rest of them. It's almost like a standalone episode, a bit like it was last year. I mean, last year there was a bit of the Effie Cook, Freddie storyline. I mean, there's a little bit in this episode, but I think JJ's episodes, but in both series, have been quite independent from the rest of the series. I mean, the best way I could describe his episode this year is a sort of a rom-com in an episode, sort of. So yeah, it should be interesting to see how it all comes together.
So I mean, there's a bit of romance for JJ on the horizon then.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
What can you tell us about her?
Well, she's played by a girl called Georgia Henshaw, and he meets her at this job he gets with Thomas, and the whole episode's based on this sort of the results of this meeting and his relationship with this girl.
Do you think there's a happy ever after for him?
I certainly hope so. In terms of the end of the series, I think I hope there is, but obviously you never know because it's all they just cut it at the end and then anything could happen.
And JJ had quite a few issues last time round. Is that explored further this time?
I think it's not. It is a bit. It's almost like he's suffering he's sort of learned to deal with them, but he's suffering the repercussions of trying to hide them. I mean, he knows he's okay. It's just that other people can't seem to accept that he's okay. I think is the best way to describe what the attitudes that are felt towards his Asperger's autism at the beginning of his episode. But he sort of tries to come through that.
Okay. And you've had quite a few guest stars lined up this series. Who's been your favourite?
Well, I didn't get to work with many. They'll probably kill me for saying that. But I mean, the parents that were cast as JJ's parents were brilliant. There's a woman called Juliet Cowan and Douglas Hodge who played my parents, and they were fantastic to work with. I mean, there's a dinner table scene where I think it was the only day that we finished early ever, and we were just having a joke, bouncing off each other. There were some brilliant jokes had. They were really good to work with. But I think we've got in terms of cameos, Will Young is playing a part. We've had Bez as well, which I didn't meet either, which is quite annoying.
What about Pauline Quirk? Did you get to meet her?
I didn't get to meet Pauline Quirk either. No, I know it's shameful, but it's the way the script's worked out.
How would you describe the tone of the finale? Is it happy, sad?
Final. You know that this cast has now run its course,
okay.
And you think. I mean, and it's sort of. I think it invites you to look back and see just how much the characters have developed, and come on as a group and individually. So it sort of shows you that there's not really a lot more we can do with the characters. So it's got a brilliant ending. So hopefully it should leave people just absolutely totally excited for the next series.
And so finally, all you guys are off this time. You won't be back for the next series. What would you like JJ to be remembered for?
Oh, being an interesting character, I guess. I don't know. Being that's a good question. I'd like him to be remembered as not just the weird one from Skins. I'd like him to be remembered as JJ. I don't know. It's very difficult. Maybe I'd like people to sort of maybe refer to him not just as that one in Skins, but actually JJ in Skins. I don't know. That's a good question with a difficult answer, which I can't really articulate in words.
And do you think that's how he will be remembered after the finale?
Certainly hope so. Yeah, I certainly hope so. Almost like I think he should be the unsung hero. I think.
Oh,